Welcome again to another student spotlight. And today I have the very great pleasure of getting to interview one of what I think in my time has been one of our best, most amazing students, Mohammed. Mohammed, would you please introduce yourself?
Yeah, thank you so much for having me here. Hi everyone, I'm Mohammed. I'm a graduating senior. Uh, I have been very involved with the computer science department. I started doing research with Dr. Blanco when I was a freshman. Besides that, I've had the pleasure to be a TA and later course coord for CSC 144, which is our introductory discrete math class. Uh, Other than that, I've been a buddy mentor, computer science ambassador. We used to run the GDSC club for a while, and so on. Besides computer science, I enjoy traveling. Uh, I've been to 11 or 12 states so far in the US over the past 3 years. I play the piano and I enjoy having fun with my friends, going out, uh, and being part of the community. And I think I forgot to mention that I'm originally from Iran. My hometown is Tabriz, which is a city in northwestern part of Iran. And I speak Turkish because it's very close to Turkey.
Wow, already in just your introduction, people can already see that you've been highly involved, engaged, you're very active at the university. What made you decide to attend the University of Arizona? Obviously, you had lots of options. You had some options to go to really great programs that are found in the nation. You had some options where maybe they weren't so great, like I'm thinking ASU, who wants to go there? But you decided to select University of Arizona. Why did you decide to attend here?
Well, there were two important factors. The first one was the scholarship that the university generously gives to international students, which was a much better grant than the other offers I had. Plus, out of the other universities who had similar range of scholarships, UVA's computer science department has a very, very strong NLP group. And it's growing. It's grown faster than I ever imagined. And I learned about what students do here, the opportunities of doing undergraduate research available here. Such opportunities are not available everywhere, especially because at most university, they're like, okay, if we have PhD students, why would we want to uh, get undergraduates involved? But that's not the mindset CS faculty have here. And I had the pleasure to start uh, as a undergraduate research assistant when I was a freshman. I think that's very rare anywhere else.
Yeah, it is. I completely agree. And the fact that you took advantage of those opportunities and have done it since I think speaks to how motivated you were within pursuing that field, computer science, NLP, and so on. So obviously you came here for the computer science program, but what started your path in computer science? What made you select computer science as a path for you?
So the background is quite funny. I didn't really like CS when I was in high school. I was very much of a math person. I got involved with National Math Olympiad back in Iran, and I spent 2, 3 years just doing math. And at some point, I was trying to solve number theory problems, and like you had to check all these like prime numbers, like the relationship, that sort of stuff. And I didn't want to do it by hand. So that's when I learned programming. I took like an online Coursera Python class. I learned Python and I started solving my math problems using Python. And that was when I realized, okay, like this is much cooler than doing just math. I still love math, but I think CS gives you an opportunity to have a more direct impact on other people's lives. The tools we build, the softwares we build, machines, artificial intelligence, all that sort of stuff we do at computer science, I think directly affects the people around us. And that's what I wanted to do. So that's why I decided to do CS and then later NLP.
That's wonderful, and it's great how people's journeys take them to computer science, and it sounds like it was a great way for you to leverage your computer science knowledge to have a bigger impact. And you're approaching your graduation. This is your final semester. You finished. You're in essence a couple of days away from celebrating your graduations, and you've taken advantage of all this experiences and all this time. And you're about to, you're recognized as our outstanding senior for the department and the whole college. So you've done some impressive things that have had such positive impact on those around you. I know it can be difficult to do this, but I'm going to ask you, what have you enjoyed most about your experience here at the U of A and in computer science?
Well, thank you so much. I think the key highlight of uh, our department and everyone here is the people, the community surrounding us. And I'm talking both faculty, staff, and the students. I think we have a very supportive community here. Every faculty has been nothing but supportive. Same with the staff. I don't remember how many times I've showed up to your office asking for something, uh, like in an urgent matter without even emailing you. Be like, "Hey, Martin, can you do this for me in 2 hours?" And you've always been supportive. I think that's the highlight. When I started doing research, Dr. Blanco was supportive of me. When I got a TA, when we were trying to do the body program mentor, I saw how you specifically were trying to uh, make a better community for all of us. And I think that's the definitely the key highlight.
It is a great department, and I'm thank you for sharing that experience. And it makes us know that it's definitely worth it when we see students like yourself go on and be successful. We love knowing that we were just a small part in helping you out. So you mentioned that there were some great faculty members. You mentioned Dr. Blanco, Professor Blanco. Has there been a faculty member that had a significant positive impact on you, and how did they do that?
Yeah, so well, first of all, the first one has to be Eduardo. I'm forever grateful for him for the opportunity he gave me when I was a freshman. Uh, a little bit of a story about that. I'll try to not make it so long. And I started doing research with him a week after he gave a College of Science lecture series talk. That was in the Centennial Hall, 2023. Uh, a week later, I emailed him and I was like, "Yeah, I'm a freshman CS student, and I was at your lecture. I really like the problems you do, and I want to work with you." Uh, and what he said was, "Okay, uh, I first need to know you're serious. Go read these papers, uh, replicate their experiments, and write a report for me." When I did that, then he met me. So he waited till I do this. And then we met, and he was like, "Okay, now I have to know you can think of better solutions. You can do research projects. So how would you make that paper better? Go implement something better than that paper." And I did that too. And then he hired me as a UGRA and we started doing other projects. But what I'm trying to say is that there are lots of opportunities, but we have to act. Before working with Eduardo, I had cold emailed probably like five, six more faculty. And some of them they didn't reply. And some of them said, "You're not ready for it yet." Why? Because I didn't show I was serious. I had just emailed like a two-line email, "Hey, can I do research with you?" That's not how it works. You have to show your enthusiasm. And that opportunity Eduardo gave me when I was a freshman basically changed my life and my journey. I wanna talk about one more faculty member real quick. Dr. McCann. I've had probably three of his classes, and I've been a TA for him. He's one of the faculty members who cares a lot about the students. And if anyone is watching this and they've heard rumors, I have to tell you, they are all wrong. Dr. McGann is one of the nicest people in the department, and he really, really, really cares about students' success. And sometimes that has to be done through being like strict, like unannounced quizzes, all that sort of stuff. But at the end of the day, they all pay off. I think I learned the CS discipline from taking his classes.
Wow, those two faculty members sound like they had such a great impact on you, and very fortunate that your paths crossed. And it's good to hear. I'm going to make sure to let them know that you had this feedback and tell them exactly where to find it on the video. So you mentioned being a TA. You obviously had research experience. Um, Besides that, you had to complete courses. What's been your favorite CS course, and why did you enjoy that particular course?
Uh, the I'm gonna talk about two classes. One of them is lower level, one of them is higher level. The lower level one was, I think, 337, the web dev class. I took that class with Ben, and I was in my second or third semester when I took it. Uh, so when you start learning CS, you just learn programming, you learn algorithms, data structures, but you don't actually build any products, right? But when I did the web dev class, uh, I got to see, okay, everything I've learned so far can help me build something. So that's why it was really cool. Although what I do right now is not really web dev at all. Although I really like it. The second one was CSC 585. This is our NLP class. It's a graduate level course, but you can enroll in it for undergraduate credit like I did. I think you need to have senior standing to do this. That class is taught by Eduardo, and that's where you get to. So we all know what NLP is. We've all had our experiences with ChatGPT and similar AI chatbots. But when you take that class, you learn what's going on under the hood, plus decades of research and work NLP people have done to get to the point where we have the AI chatbots. What people have been doing like 15, 20 years ago is totally different. But that's all just the backbone and foundation of what we see as AI today. So it was really cool to learn about all those.
Yeah, and those opportunities to take those classes from folks who have done that work, both in academia and in industry. For example, Ben used to be in industry, Ben Dicken. Um, so it's wonderful that you learned that experience and you're taking those tidbits and hopefully applying them later on. You've TA'd for us for the department. You've done research with faculty. You've been, as you mentioned in your intro, a buddy mentor. You've been an ambassador. I mean, I don't know where you find the time, where you found the time. I know it's a lot of dedication, but can you tell us more about why you chose to engage in those experiences? And what would you tell someone who's thinking about doing the same thing?
Yeah, so uh, CSS students all over the nation and probably all over the world are known to be not very social. And this is not true. We are social, but mostly among ourselves. And we have to work on that. So I think the first opportunity to get involved with the CS community is through being a TA. That's where I found most of my CS friends, whom I'm still friends ever since. One of them is even flying here for my graduation. Like just a friend who we TA together for Dr. McCann. So that's the sort of community you get to build by being a TA, working with other TAs, and working with the students. So the classes we take, they depend on the TAs. If the TAs are not there to grade, to help with in office hours, be in the lecture, all that sort of stuff, we wouldn't have the same learning experience that we had right now. So I think it's very important that we give back to the to next generations, other CSS students who are in those classes, plus building a community. Uh, Everything else I've done has been just for the sake of building a better community. Being a buddy mentor was a privilege because the initiative was really cool. We wanted to help freshman students to find their place within campus. CS ambassador is for high school, mostly for outreach activities like high school students. That itself is really cool. I shared something last week with another group of people. One of the key highlights of being a CS ambassador was we used to go to high schools in Tucson and talk about CS. And I remember once like a year later, I saw one of those students in that class in the CS department. And they mentioned that, hey, you came to our class, we talked about CS. And that was like one of that helped me make my decision to go into CS. And that experience is very rewarding. I highly recommend it to everyone.
That's great. I think giving back to some degree, whether that's in the local community or directly with students that are computer science students, and having a positive impact on the classes that you TA for is very meaningful and worthwhile. Thank you for sharing that. Now you're graduating. So what are you most excited about and looking forward to this once you graduate?
Well, two things, of course. One of them is getting started in my new job, uh, plus moving to New York. So in 4 days, I think, I'm moving to New York to start working for Scale AI as a machine learning research engineer. I interned there before and I got a return offer. So I'm very excited to join the industry and use skills I've built here, tools I've learned, and apply those in an industry setting, just as I said, to help people's lives through better intelligence.
So you're 4 days away from leaving to New York, having Arizona in your rear view. Um, have you already finished packing up? Are you all set to go?
Uh, I would say I'm 60% done, but I'm working on
There
it.
you go. There you go. Progress. That's good.
Yeah.
So as you're leaving the department and the university, next semester we have a whole new group of students coming in. That's just the way that the universities work and a new cohort coming in. So what advice would you give to maybe a student who's joining the university this spring, who's brand new and is pursuing computer science?
I would say get involved and take advantage of the opportunities. Uh, there are a lot of opportunities on both campus and in our CS department, but you are not gonna get those until you ask for them, right? No one is gonna walk up to you and be like, "Hey, here is your job. Here you go." Uh, you have to build experiences. You have to talk with people, get involved through various clubs we have. Definitely being a TA, even in your classes, find friends, have your own community, learn from each other, and then seek the opportunities. A friend you make here at the university can later on help you find a job or build like lasting friends where you go like explore the country together. And that's something you should definitely take advantage of.
That is great advice, Mohammed. It's a short time that, for in terms of a person's life, it's a short time being an undergraduate, being at the university, and it goes by very fast. You mentioned that you met some friends and even went on some road trips. And you mentioned earlier that you've been to several states. What memory from your travels here, have been something that you will take with you?
Yeah, well, the years fly by. I started 3.5 years ago, and I still clearly remember my first days here when I used to walk to Giddings for CSC 110. As life goes by very fast. Uh, yeah, so about my trips, one of the key highlights is when we had a road trip uh, from Tucson, California, San Francisco, Oregon, Washington, Seattle, Montana, Wyoming, Utah, Nevada, and Arizona. It was 3,500 miles of road trip. With Ray, who's one of my best friends and a master CS student. Uh, and the highlight of that trip specifically was when we were in Seattle. we we were there for I don't know like 4 or 5 days, and we hung out with our friends from Tucson, the CS department here, who had graduated before us. I think there were 3 or 4 of them who were working for Amazon in Seattle, Amazon Microsoft. And we went there, we stayed with them, we hung out. So that's what I mean by making friends that will last even after school.
That sounds like an enjoyable event and definitely very memorable. And I'm glad that you were able to establish that community early on. So, what are you going to miss most about being a U of A student?
About being a U of A student. I think walking on campus. Uh, so I've been to probably like 5, 6 other campuses across the country, and I think U of A's is definitely the best one. Uh, our campus is beautiful and it's big. Like the mall is like very walkable. I love like walking back and forth there. I used to spend so many nights in the library, and every couple hours I would just like go out and walk around. And I still haven't found that unicorn. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but I've asked for hints, so I'm gonna try to find the unicorn before I leave campus. So everyone else find it.
There you go. Well, I can give you hints, but my one hint that I would give you is that if you ever played the Pokemon game, that Pokemon Catch game,
Yeah.
it's a Pokemon stop. So you can always look on the Pokemon app to see if you can find where the
Uh,
unicorn. There you go.
okay.
There's a big hint.
Yes.
Well, Mohammed, thank you for taking the time. I know it's a busy week. You're graduating this week, you're celebrating your convocation, you're preparing for your big speeches, and I know you're packing up as well. You've got lots of guests coming to celebrate you. We're excited to get a chance to celebrate you. So again, I th thank you for taking the time to share your story, to share your advice, and yeah, thank you.
Well, thank you for giving me the opportunity. I've always wanted to do this, but I know we never did it before. But it's great to do it. And I'm graduating this week, but I'll always be available. Reach out to me on LinkedIn if you have any questions, or email me. I'd love to help every student, even if I'm an alumni, not a student anymore.
Yeah, and I was going to say, welcome to the alumni group, and we do have alumni spotlight, so you can bet that we're going to be reaching out to you in the future to find out how things are going, and we definitely want to check in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right,
I'd
Mo.
love.
You take care.
Thank you so much. You too.